Hey, Vegas and Stilettos here. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I like to unbox things on my channel. I also like to do hauls. I like to vlog vacations, and I like to vlog and review restaurants all over the world. Today I am going to do a haul of sorts for you guys. Let me explain what this is. So I organized a pay it forward traveling beauty box, and you can see it back there in the corner. So what this is people sign up for it, and then it becomes a train. So I believe the train was 15 people long, and so I sent it to the first person, they sent it to the next person, blah, 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 blah. So initially what I did was I filled that box up there full of makeup, and I shipped it off. And it had high-end products in it, it had drugstore products in it, so forth and so on. And the rules, you know, are as states that the makeup should be new and sealed. And it just kind of goes everywhere in the United States. And so I sent this out on January 1st of this year, and it finally made it back home to me this past weekend. And so then what I did was I went through the box and I picked out the things that I wanted. And the idea is to replace like with like. So if you take a palette out, then you put a palette back in. Or if you take an eyeliner out, then you put something of equal value and of size back in. So, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be an eyeliner, but it could be like a lip pencil or a lipstick, something like that. And so the box finally got home to me, and I went through the box. The box started out with 90 products in it. I did not count to see how much it came back home with. So what I did was I sat down and I went through and I picked out all the items that I want to keep for myself. And then my daughter this coming weekend, what is left in the box, which is probably, I don't know, quite a bit. I'm not even gonna guess an answer, but I'm gonna let my daughter go through the box and see if she wants anything. And then if anything is left over, and I feel that it is good enough to stick in my next pay it forward box, I will, or I will donate the makeup. I will make like little goodie bags and donate the makeup to like women's shelters, whatnot, battered women's shelters, things of that nature. So with that, I am going to show you everything that I decided to keep out of this box. I may not take everything out of the packaging. So I'm going to get into the things that I kept. So the first thing I kept, and there goes the reflection from my window, is I kept, now some of these products are stained because we actually had a couple of palettes that kind of bit the dust in transit, because like I said, it did go all around the United States. So there were a couple palettes that did bite the dust in transit. So you could see one of the palettes that had red eyeshadow in it kind of got broken. And I ended up, when it got back to me, I did end up having to throw 2 palettes out just because they were busted up. And there was a palette in here that was a little bit broken, but I still ended up keeping it because I liked the colors. Okay, so the first thing I kept was dry shampoo from Drybar. And the next thing I kept was this. Now, I'm not going to take this out of the packaging, but it's basically a face cleanser, but it's whatever that brand is, I'm not entirely sure. And this is a face cleanser. I kept it. I do not know how it works yet. It says that there is a battery, so I'm assuming that it is a massager. Well, massager and face cleanser put together. I've never used one of these before, so I thought it would be interesting to try. The next thing I kept was an Ofra lipstick. And I will swatch this for you. This is in the color Sanibel. Let's see. figure out how I want to swatch things here. And that is in that color. That's a pretty color. I like that. Okay, and the next thing I kept was the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color Blonde. And, let's see. And I'm sure everybody knows what a Brow Wiz looks like, but just in case, it's a skinny pencil. It has a spoolie on the end. And then it has the product. Now, I don't know the name of it. The one that is slanted is my go-to. That's the one I have always, well, not always used. I've used it for a very, very long time. I never used this one, and so I thought since it was in my color, I would give it a try. But moving on. So the next thing I kept was this Rimmel eyeliner. So this is what the packaging looks like. And let's, oh, it is white. So let's get in here. That's a messy line. I am so sorry. My hands shake. That's pretty cool. I like that. I will enjoy using that. I also kept a Morphe brush. It is the M167 brush. I kept that. And I also kept a Morphe G38. I'm not going to take these out of the packaging yet because I sometimes slack about putting my things away and I don't want the brushes to get messed up before I put them away. So the next thing, I'm not going to open this, but this is an NYX eyeliner that I kept, and you can see, maybe you can see that, it is in the color blue. It's like a navy blue. So I kept that. And then I kept a nail polish from Trust Fund Beauty in the color I Nailed It. And that is that color. A real pretty, like a hunter green. So there is that. And then I also kept a Smashbox lipstick. Ew. It does not say the name. Ooh. And that is in that color right there. That's really pretty. I like that. It doesn't smell like anything. I'm not a big Smashbox lipstick collector, so I am not sure how this feels or anything like that, but that is a really pretty color. I like that. And then the next thing I kept was Bodyography Pro Makeup Brush Cleaner. Everybody can use a makeup brush cleaner. Lord knows I do. I kept a Real Techniques sponge. I lost mine. I think I lost mine in St. Lucia. I don't know. I took it to St. Lucia with me and it just disappeared. Like when I got home, I had no idea where it was. And I hadn't, that was last August, and I haven't gone out and bought a new one. I mean, I have other sponges, but the Real Techniques sponge was my, the orange one was my go-to sponge. So I'm glad that I have that. And then I kept a smoothing eye cream from Juice Beauty, and that looks like that. I'm not going to open this. I have a lot of face products, face creams, eye creams that I am currently using, so I don't want to open that yet. I also kept a Smashbox another Smashbox lipstick. This is in the color In Demand. It has eyeshadow all over it. And let's see. That is what that looks like right there. So that is also a pretty color. This came in a little baggie that was sealed, but it had a hole in it. So like through transition, like it had poked a hole in it or whatever. Anyway, tweezers, a double-ended tweezer. So it has the thicker end over there, or over there on that side, and then it has the tinier tweezer on that side. And then let's get into the palettes. So I don't know if this is considered a palette. I don't know. It's just a blush. So I don't know, and it's only one blush, so I'm not sure if that's considered a palette. If it's not, then I kept, let's see, the box started out with 9 palettes. I kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 palettes out of the returning box. 2 palettes were broken, so that's, I can't count. That's 7. That means that there are 2 palettes left in the box for my daughter to decide if she likes it or not. So the first palette that I kept did get a little damaged in transit, which is kind of sad, but it is the Theory palette by Viseart. And so it opens like this, and you can see it got a little damaged, and so did the shadow right there, and I'll have to clean that up a little bit. I haven't had a chance to clean it up, but I should have grabbed makeup wipes. So there's that color. And do these have the names? These do not have any names on them. I've never had a Viseart palette before. I've never wanted to spend the money on a Viseart palette, but I've always wanted to try one. So I will be excited to try this palette. For the first time. I'll be super excited for it. So let's see. That's really pretty. And then the last color. So that's really pretty. Those colors are really pretty. That'll give me a nice casual look. So I am going to enjoy this palette, even though it did get damaged in transit. I need to find my makeup wipes. I'll be back. So the next thing, I'm not sure if this falls under the palette scenario or not, but this is a Kevyn Aucoin blush. Oh, no, it's not a blush. I'm sorry. It's a highlight. Why did I think it was a blush? Anyway, I think that is absolutely beautiful. Like, hello. Give me the icy. You might not be able to see this. Here, let me... Gosh, that's really pretty. Oh, I really have to dig into that to get anything on it. Can you see it? You can see it. There it is. That's a very pretty highlight. I like that. That's nice. All right. And then the next thing that I got was the Anastasia Glow Kit. Now, I have 2 of the Anastasia highlighting palettes, and this is one that I just never made the leap to get. I wasn't quite sure if it would be my color, but every time I would go into Sephora, I would just kind of stare at it and, you know, ooh and ah at it. But anyway, so That is, now it looks like this may have gotten a little pressed down maybe in the box, but those are really pretty colors. You can see how it looks like it got a little pressed or maybe a little scratched right there, but I don't know. I think it's pretty. Ooh, that will work on me as an eyeshadow. I like that. These are really soft. So I only see really 2 of these working on me as a highlight. I see Summer and Moonstone working on me as a highlight, and then these 2 maybe as an eyeshadow, but that's really pretty. I like that. Okay. The next thing that I chose was this Morphe palette. Now, I am not a huge fan of Morphe. I don't know, their palettes, it's not that I'm not a fan. The palettes are just so big and bulky. I actually recently gave 2 palettes that I had. It was basically the same palette, but it was the matte version and the shimmer version of, I don't know what it was called, but it was like all the browns and oranges and all of that. This is 35F Fall into Frost. And so I took this palette just because I thought the colors were pretty and I thought that I would give it another try. So I don't know, I'll just swatch a couple of these. Let's go into this one right here. And I can see making quite a few neutral looks with this, so there's that. I mean, I don't do neutral looks a ton, but I do them when I'm not feeling like going all out. So those are really pretty. I like those. Let's swatch one more. Swatch this one. So those are pretty. I like that. I will, I'll give it a good try. So the next thing I have is the Too Faced Pretty Mess. Now, the girl that I am a Too Faced collector. I will say that. I have quite a few Too Faced palettes over there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 Too Faced palettes hanging out over there on my wall. But this is not one that I ever made the jump into purchasing. But the girl that put this in the box said that she loves this palette. I will have to kind of get over the disorganization of the way the shadows are placed. That does drive me just a little bit insane, but OCD just a little bit. But I don't know, I think the colors are pretty, so I am willing to give it a go. Let's, this is called Worth Its Weight. Let's swatch that. Okay, that is a very, that is a very chunky glitter. Let's see, let's put that right there. Oh, that's super chunky. That's gonna fall all over the bed. So I will probably have to use a glitter glue for that, but it is a pretty color. Let's dip into this Whatever Who Cares. That's a pretty color. And let's, Let's try Private Jet Setter. Ooh, that's a pretty chocolate brown. Oh wow, that's a really pretty chocolate brown. And then let's dip into this Party People. That is not quite as chunky of a glitter, but it does still feel pretty chunky. But those are really pretty, so I will enjoy digging into that. Last but not least, the Naked Reloaded palette. Now, when this came out, I did not really have an inkling to buy it because, again, it is a pretty neutral palette. But it was in this box, so I figured I'd take it. I mean, I have over there, I don't know what that one's called. I have a palette over there. I don't know what it's called, but it is big and bulky and purple, and it has a lot of metallics in it. I have that from Urban Decay. I also have Naked Heat, and I have the Naked Cherry palette. And then I also have the I don't know what it's called, but it's like the mini size of the Naked. So it only has like 5 or 6 basic colors for a very neutral look. And those are really, oh no, and I have the UD Nocturnal palette too over there. But that UD isn't my go-to. I know that it is for a lot of people. But so I don't have a ton of UD palettes, but since this was in the box, I figured I would take it. Now this packaging is really pretty. It's kind of like a couch cushion. And then I think that those are orchids hanging out there. And so I'm going to go ahead and swatch some of these for you. Let's check out Dreamweaver. Oh, that swatch didn't come off very well. And let's see, let's do Angel Fire. Angel Fire is really pretty. But that did not come across very well on my arm. Let's try that again. And then let's do Endgame. I really didn't do a good job of washing those previous swatches off. So there's Endgame, and then let's do Retro. That looks like a really pretty transition shade. So that's not bad. Okay, so I will be excited to try all of these things that I pulled out of this box, and I will be excited for my daughter to go through it this coming weekend when she visits. I don't know, I'll just kind of tilt it up here so you can kind of see. I mean, there's still quite a bit of stuff in there. I mean, quite a bit. So I'll be excited for her to go through that when she comes over this weekend. So that is this haul. It took a long time, but I'm sure I will be able to cut it down to under 20 minutes, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.